you guys getting the third overall seed?
I think that's great. I was prepared anywhere 3 to 5. Thought that we would really be locked in somewhere there, and so 3 was wonderful. Happy for our guys. It's a great honor, and it's the result of a long season. So and now you kind of start that second season a little bit, and just happy for the guys because I think that's a real reward for hard work.
So the reward to get this chance to have an opportunity to stay here throughout until you're possible make it back over. How do you stay level-headed and not give up that reward that you've earned all year long and really take?
I don't think we have any concern about that. We've beat some good teams and we've lost some games. I think we understand that everybody in any situation is vulnerable to get beat if you don't play well. We just need to play good baseball, solid baseball. I think we need to do what we've done all year. Our pitching's been good. We need to continue to get our guys prepared, and it's exciting to be able to play at home.
What's your familiarity with these teams that are coming in?
I really don't have any familiarity with any of them other than I saw Texas A&M play on TV. Have not seen Santa Barbara or Texas San Antonio. Hopefully we'll be able to find some stuff out and get as much information as we can. But I don't really have any information on them because we didn't know who we were going to draw. You never know how the committee determines who goes where. You look at some regionals and you feel like, wow, man, that's a regional that there's not a strong team in it other than the host. And you look at other regionals and go, wow, there's 2 or 3 teams that are pretty sharp. So whatever they use, we just accept who's coming. And we're like I said, it's an honor to be a national seed in this great field, and excited to be playing at Goss Stadium.
How much does it help, Pat, that you win the Pac-12 outright with an excellent record? You're playing well at the end of the season. Does that benefit you moving forward now?
I hope so. I obviously think that the atmosphere on this weekend was beneficial. I think our guys have played well in all situations. We lost, I think, 1 series all year long in conference. We've been on the grind pretty good. It's a long season, and the next couple of days are days to kind of take it easy as far as the physical part of it, and try to get our work in without taxing the guys too much because they've been on their feet quite a bit.
The past couple weeks you haven't been must-win games, but losing the first game of the past 2 series to come back in the way you put yesterday, championship-type atmosphere, how huge do you think that was for the guys that haven't been in that sort of situation?
I think it's great for those guys that haven't, and in particular, like you said, to come back after losing on Friday night, and that always puts a little pressure on you. So we certainly are well aware of how good Friday night guys are. We're going to get a good arm whoever you play that first time out. That's why people are in the tournament. And like I said, to come back and put our guys in that atmosphere where you're pinned against the wall, but you had great crowds at both places. We were filled at Oregon, we were filled here, on the road and won, at home and won. So it was pretty good prep, I think, for what we're gonna face this weekend.
You guys, Oregon got a national seed as well. 2 Pac-12 teams getting national seeds. You think that kind of speaks to not just the power of the conference, but the way it's viewed by the selection committee?
Yeah, I think that I think the SEC and the ACC and the Pac-12 every year are probably the 3 best conferences in the country. I don't know how they do. Their RPIs are, I don't understand it. I really don't. I know it has to do with how many games you win and whether you win on the road and how good your opponent is and how they do against their opponent. How they select the national seeds, I'd have no way of knowing that other than by that criteria. Did you win your conference? Did you finish strong? How high is your RPI? How high is your strength of schedule? So I'm sure there's always 10 teams in the country, maybe 12, that feel like, hey, they could be one of those teams. Other than the first maybe 3 or 4 or something. I mean, it'd be hard for me to imagine that anybody would think that LSU and Vandy and North Carolina, with the number of wins they have, wouldn't be national seeds. So same thing with how they put people. I think I would hope that I can see by looking at it that some of it has to do with proximity, which would have to do with cost. If you look at UCLA's regional, everybody's from Southern California. And then if you look at our regional, there's not a lot of teams up north. And so they bring people in. We got 2 teams from the state of Texas and, 1 from the West Coast. So I think that there's a lot of things that go into it.
You guys, you're 9-0 in regionals. It's the 4th time. What's been the key? I mean, it's one thing to be successful in regionals, but you're unscathed at this point.
Yeah, well, I think we lost back at Virginia to Virginia one time in a regional and came back and won that regional. But
As a host.
oh, as a host, yeah. Gosh, being at home, I hope that's the answer. I think we've had some pretty good clubs back then too. 05, 06, really good clubs. 07, obviously won a national championship and finished about 4th or 5th. And but we've had good clubs.
These guys back in last year at LSU, after the loss, really pointed towards Omaha for this year. Is this a group that really kept its focus throughout the season?
I think so. I think they kept level-headed. I think when we were back there, we felt like that we let one get away to a great club. We'd had to come back and beat them twice. We were on the field that day for I can't tell you how long because we beat somebody and then had to play them, in a pretty intense environment and had a one-run lead going into the 8th or the 9th and. Our starter was out after three or four hitters in the first inning, didn't get an out, and so there was a lot of energy back there. There was a lot of excitement back there. There was a lot of people that felt like in that dugout that felt like, hey, you know what, we could beat anybody in the country. We just didn't finish, and so yeah, I think that there was some focus to let's try to, one is to become the best club we can. To win the Pac-12 championship is. That's like winning the SEC or the ACC. Just tough to do, man. Just too many good clubs, too many road trips, too many. You look at the Arizona States and the Stanfords and the UCLAs of the world and the history of baseball there. To win the conference is really a compliment to a bunch of guys that work really hard.
Were you expecting more than 4 from Pac-12?
You know what? No, I really felt that was it. I thought if Stanford had beat UCLA one more time and swept them, that they had a shot, but there was just too many losses in conference for Arizona and Stanford. Stanford kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit in a few series, and then they came back and got hot. But I thought if they beat UCLA and swept them, because that would be sweep Cal, sweep UCLA, they would probably have a little bit of an opportunity to get in. And sometimes it depends on who wins conference tournaments that keep you out. If you have some team that shouldn't be in and they finish 5th in their conference and win their conference tournament, and the champion gets in too, knock somebody out in a good conference, because certainly Stanford's one of the best 64 teams in the country.
When you're going through watching the selection show as the practice being out, how much attention are you paying to other ones? How much was your mind already racing, given how hectic the next few days are going to be?
You just figure out who you're lined up with. I think we're lined up with Kansas State, and you kind of look at that. Other than that, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference because you're not going to play anybody other than who's in your regional, and if you're fortunate enough to win your regional, who's in the other one. So I just started in my mind eliminating teams that weren't coming out, and I had a pretty good feeling we were going to get somebody from the SEC. And when Texas A&M's name didn't come on the board, I figured that they would be coming out here. Santa Barbara, I didn't know if they were a team that was getting in or not. So that's a team that I had no idea would get in, or whether I didn't follow them. Texas, San Antonio, same thing. So I didn't really pay a lot of attention. The national seed was nice. Like I said, I saw us 3 to 5, but. We'll start focusing right now on how we get this thing done. All right, guys, thank you.